Welcome to Looking After. If you've started to think that your loved one may need some form of care, or you've already started to look into some of the options that are available to you, then you'll find that there's lots of information out there and it can be really difficult to find out what the right option is. At Looking After, we've worked with lots of families to find really great care options, and we've developed a guide on the types of care that's available, the services that are provided, and the sorts of costs that you'll incur for each of those types of care. The first type of care is domiciliary care or visiting care, and this is where the carer will visit your loved one in their home. The sorts of services that a domiciliary carer will provide include personal care, where they'll support activities like washing, home care, where they'll support activities like meal preparation or shopping or personal administration, and also companionship, which is a really important part of making sure that somebody stays healthy and stays in their own home. The sorts of costs that you'll look to incur when you bring on a domiciliary carer are based on an hourly basis and also depend on whether you source the carer yourself or whether you go through an agency. If you source the carer yourself, you can expect to pay between £10 to £15 per hour. If you go through an agency, then you can expect to pay between £18 to £25 per hour. The next type of care is live-in care, and live-in care is where the carer actually moves into your loved one's home. The sorts of services that a live-in carer provides are very similar to that of a domiciliary carer in terms of personal care, home care and also companionship, but you've got the added benefit of the fact that there is always somebody in the home with your loved one, and that gives great peace of mind to family members. Live-in care is becoming a really popular option for families. And the reason is because live-in care allows people with slightly more intensive needs, so generally around 2 to 3 hours of care per day, to be able to stay in their own home as opposed to going into a care home. The other benefit with live-in care is that live-in care can be much cheaper than a care home, and you can make savings of between £200 and £400 per week as opposed to moving your loved one into a residential care home. The sorts of costs that you're going to incur for live-in care again depend on whether you source the carer yourself or whether you use an agency. If you source the carer yourself, you're going to be expecting to pay between £600 to £900 per week. If you use an agency, the cost generally will be between £800 to £1,200 a week. But if you source the carer yourself, you're going to need to consider all of the issues around employing somebody and the relevant rules and laws around that, which can be complicated and is something that you really need to consider. The final type of care is a residential care home. A residential care home is a great option if somebody has more intensive care needs, and it has the added benefit of the fact that it will generally have a schedule of activities which helps a person to be able to maintain a social life. Residential care homes, though, are not necessarily the most popular choice with families because they want to be able to maintain their loved one in their own home for as long as possible, which is understandable. But a residential care home can sometimes be the only option, particularly if somebody has really, really intensive needs that can be difficult to support with care at home. The costs of residential care homes can vary widely, and it depends whereabouts in the country you are and the sorts of services that the care home offers. A basic care home you can expect to pay between £600 to £900 per week. A mid-level care home will cost you upward of £1,200 per week, and there are luxury care homes that can cost in excess of £2,000 per week, so the costs vary wildly. If you want to find out more information about care, then we've got lots and lots of articles on the Looking After website. Go to our website www.lookingafter.org/advice, and you'll be able to find articles on the different types of care, the services that will be provided, the costs, and also how to finance care, which is a really important question for lots of families. Also, how about contacting one of our care advisors, and they can take you through the various care options. We have a free care finding service which will allow you to be able to look at the various options in terms of domiciliary care, live-in care and care homes that exist in your area, and we can help you to find a really great care option for your loved one. soon.